Does organizing have you puzzled? Hi, I'm Susan Stewart with Perfectly Placed, where we'll put the organizing pieces together for you and your family. Today we're going to be talking about how having your refrigerator and your pantry organized are going to help you when you get home from the grocery store. I just got home from my weekly grocery store trip right now, and I'm going to show you how I put my groceries away. I just finished unpacking my frozen items from my grocery bags, and I'm getting ready to put them in the freezer. As you can see, I've got some different categories that make sense to me in my freezer. I've got ready-made meals, meats, vegetables, breakfast, and desserts. And those are the main ones I use. I've got a couple smaller categories in the side door as well. But the idea behind having the categories is that it makes it very simple to put your items away when you come home from the grocery store, but as well when you're looking before you leave for the grocery store, you know what you have at a glance before you go, so you're not buying duplicates, which is saving you time and money. Now I'm going to do the same thing in the refrigerator, but I've wanted to bring a couple things to mind. One is I've got a snack basket inside on my snack drawer in here, and the kids know that they can go to that spot to grab a ready-made snack. When I buy something like this at the grocery store, instead of putting this in the pantry where it's not going to be cold or just sticking in the refrigerator like that, I go ahead and open it up and put the items right in the basket. Another benefit to having a snack spot in your refrigerator is that you can strategically place things in your refrigerator to help you make good choices. So for example, I got some strawberries and grapes today at the grocery store, and I'm going to put those on the snack slot so that when I'm looking for a snack and I'm looking there, I see the fruit and I will try to make a good choice. One last trick you can do in your refrigerator is adding something like this, which is called a helper shelf. Most people don't think of adding that in the refrigerator, but there are smaller items like dips and things like that that you can keep on top of a helper shelf, which can give you added space in the refrigerator. By moving these up on a helper shelf, it gives me additional room down here to place things like the meats that I'm planning on using for this week's menu. So let's review and look over the different categories I have in my refrigerator. Keep in mind that you want to make categories that make sense to you, and that everybody may have some different categories. In mine, we're a big smoothie family, so I've got an area here where we keep our smoothie ingredients, and over here is where we have our drinks. I've got a leftover shelf, so I'm aware of when we have leftovers and they won't get too moldy, hopefully. We already talked about the snack drawer. This is kind of some miscellaneous things in the eggs. I've got a drawer for meat, cheese, and tortillas, as well as one for vegetables. Now in the door, I keep butter and yeast up here. I've got dressings on this side and condiments over here. I've got a spot for sauces and jelly and my coffee mate, which is very important to me in the morning. I don't want to be looking for my coffee mate when I'm very tired. And a slot for milk and orange juice, as well as drinks. We have a pretty small pantry, as you can see, but it is possible to still get organized and not to have your pantry overflowing with food. One of the mistakes people make is when they come home with snack items, instead of opening up the boxes, they just stick them on the shelf, and they stick them wherever they are, wherever there's room. So one of the problems with that is that when you look on your pantry shelf and you see a bunch of boxes like this, you don't know how many items are in there. At a glance, you don't know if your kids finished the last one and left the empty box. You don't know if it's a full box or what. So what I tell people to do is to get a snack drawer like this, or it could be a basket or whatever you have around the house that works. And I put my snacks in here. So before I left for the grocery store, I took a quick glance and noticed that it's getting kind of low. So I just bought some snacks and I'm going to take them out of the box. Another thing I recommend is thinking about the placement of your cereal. If you have young kids and you want them to help themselves to their breakfast in the morning, you might consider putting your cereal on a low shelf like I've done here. If you have your cereals all in one place, the kids know what cereal is available and they're able to get it themselves. Here I've got set up a coffee station. I'm a coffee drinker and I'm the only one in the house, so I don't need too many mugs. I've got my mug set up right here, right under my basket of coffee items. That way I can grab my mug, grab the basket of coffee, and I can put my things in the microwave and be all set to go. A principle you may have noticed is that I tend to take things out of the boxes and put them in baskets. And the reason for this is that it's easier on the eye. When you're looking at a pantry and you're seeing a bunch of matching boxes, it looks a lot neater than seeing all kinds of crazy different colored boxes and whatnot. Another thing I've done is put all of my baking ingredients in like containers. You can get containers like this at Walmart for about $4. They've got handles, which is what I like. They're easy to grab. They've got a pour spout, and they also open up so you can measure things inside. I've got deeper shelves, so I put some in the back, the ones that I don't use as often, and I put the main ones that I use all the time right in the front, so they're easy to grab. One last thing to keep in mind is what to do with the plastic bags. I've got a holder here on the back of my pantry door where I can place them. Now when it gets full, you can either throw the bags away or you can take them back to your grocery store where they recycle them. Thanks for joining us today. Please join us again for the next vidcast where I'll be helping you with menu planning. I'm Susan Stewart with Perfectly Placed.